These are the 12 core factors that drive compulsive behavior, and that when you understand these, but more importantly, you understand where you are with those, you will have some clarity on what is driving this behavior in the first place. The need to numb out, the want to go past 1 or 2. And it's relevant whether you were talking about alcohol or sugar or caffeine or porn or gambling or social media or work, the most acceptable addiction there is out there. So let's move on. What drives compulsive behavior? Number one, I've used the word ego here because there's some really interesting science here. When I use the big T word, people run out the room and go, I don't have any of that. I'm going to explain a little concept to you. So during the years of between 0 and 7, you don't have a conscious, you only have a subconscious as it's forming. And at that during our time, we're incredibly perceptible to what is going on around the world. And what happens as a child is that we perceive some moments that we don't understand. They become shocking. And in that shocking moment that we didn't understand, be it a foul word said, or a scary event when we're younger, or something we perceived, or ongoing abuse, or whatever it is for you, you made a decision about yourself. And this started to form the early sense of your ego. What we use in reality is what we're talking about is trauma. And a lot of people say, well, I don't have any trauma. I had a great upbringing. Unfortunately, I hear what you're saying, and that's amazing for you, but actually childhood is traumatic. And so we all have trauma. We all have these things that have formed our ego that run around in our head like patterns all the time. The thing that you discover is that we actually run on autopilot almost every day. How we interact on our relationships, how we interact in our businesses, in our careers, are based on our ego. And our ego is based on the things that happen to us, most likely. Of course, there are subsequent events that can affect that, but these events that happen between 0 and 7. When I discovered this and found it out for myself, I was so utterly gobsmacked and shocked. I found some simple memories through the help of support and coaching that I understood were running around and creating patterns every day in how I built a business and how I showed up. And you know what was even more powerful? Is that once I found out what those were, I could choose to act differently. And that is what's so powerful about this. It's not about going home to great big amounts of healing of all of this trauma. Yes, that's another element of work. It's about becoming aware. And when you become aware, you can consciously choose a different path. It's so powerful. And so much of this drives our compulsive behavior. A huge proportion of our desire to numb out comes from these past experiences. And this is why my encouragement to all of you is do the work, right? These 12 are the work for sure, but this is such a core one. And there's magic to be found here. There's gold dust to be found in digging back here.
If you'd like to keep going, then I can help. Check out the link below and I'll see you soon.